Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, it is 3:15 a.m., the witching hour, on Saturday, January 1st, going into Sunday, January 2nd. It is currently 32 degrees outside. It is really dropped in temperature. It's windy, it's raining, and it's cold. And that, folks, is Indiana weather. Do you know what that reminds me of? The way that I was talking reminds me of, did you guys ever, back in the day, listen to Garrison Keillor's Lake Wobegon days? Or did you ever see the movie, I can't remember what the movie was called, the Garrison Keillor movie. I love that movie so much. I was actually downloading movies earlier tonight. Every once in a while I go into iTunes. I just buy movies so that I'll have them. And Alex is like, are you buying movies that you can find on any streaming service? And I said, well, sometimes you can't find these movies. And I said, and that way if I own them, then I just can watch them whenever I want. So I went in and I bought the John Hughes bundle, and it was like The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, and Weird Science. All three that I love, but I probably like them in this order. The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, and Weird Science. Weird Science, I do like, but it's my least favorite. I'm gonna find out what that Garrison Keillor movie is called. Meryl Streep is in it, and Lindsay Lohan, and what's her name? Why can't I think? I love her. Lily Tomlin is in it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Oh my god, that movie is so good, you guys. Okay. I thought it was good. I'm sure some people were like, that movie was so boring. Garrison Keillor movie. A Prairie Home Companion. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look and see if you can buy it. If it's not too expensive, I'm gonna be buying it. A Prairie. Something that I was buying did not download. Prairie Home Companion. I wonder if they have the music from it. The music was really good from it too. A Prairie Home Companion. Nope, they don't have the movie. Oh, they do have the movie. Here it is. Oh, it's $5.99. Well, I'll be purchasing that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. When I was a little kid, I think it was on NPR, but I do know that my mom, she had the tapes too, because I can remember seeing the tapes. And my Diet Coke as well right here that I'm gonna open. We would listen on National Public Radio to Lake Wobegon days. I feel like it was on Sundays maybe. And it was just about this town called Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, I think. Wisconsin or Minnesota. And it was just a small town. And then A Prairie Home Companion was another show of his. But the movie is about this like variety show. It's like the last night ever of this variety show. You find out more about the characters later. It's just a really sweet, homey movie. But my mom and I used to listen to Lake Wobegon days, and we also used to listen to on Sundays, I remember Thistle and Shamrock. With Fiona somebody. I want to say her name was Fiona Ritchie. I always guessed that, and I don't know what it was. Let me look it up and see if Thistle and Shamrock, if it pulls it up. Maybe that's not what it was called. But we used to love that. NPR. Thistle. Oh, here it pulled it up. Oh my gosh. The Thistle and Shamrock, NPR. Oh, is it still on? Oh, no. Oh, oh, it is still on. Oh, my gosh. They just did A Child's Christmas in Wales. Oh, my gosh. I want to see if it pulls up what her name is. Oh, my God, right here is this Fiona Ritchie. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. Okay, so it's this, like, this show that they play, like, you know, like Celtic music and stuff like that, and she would talk and tell stories, and I don't know why I'm pulling out my reading glasses, but anyway, she would like talk and tell stories, and then she would say, you know, in her Irish accent, she would say, for Thistle and Shamrock, this is Fiona Ritchie, and it was just really, really calming, and I feel like it was on at like 6 o'clock on Saturday or 6 o'clock on Sundays or something like that, and that my mom and I would listen to it while she was cooking dinner. My mom loved National Public Radio. She used to listen to Fresh Air, which I used to listen to a lot too. I would listen to it on my way to and from work. Listen to National Public Radio as much anymore because I'm always listening to either my iTunes music that I've downloaded, or I listen to I was just thinking about something in my head, or I listen to audiobooks. I remember the last Christmas that I spent with my mom when we were in Gatlinburg. On the day, this is another thing I could look up, but I can't remember. It was on the day of, it was on Christmas Day. I can't remember who it was, but it was a female prime minister. Was assassinated, and my mom was like, she just listened to National Public Radio like all day, listening to everything about that. Why do I feel like her name is like on the tip of my tongue? I feel like it was the Pakistani prime minister, but I don't think that that's correct. But anyway, we used to listen to National Public Radio. So you might be asking, Peter, how did you spend your New Year's Day? Well, I will tell you how I spent my New Year's Day. Last night, after I vlogged, I listened to like 2 episodes of Up and Vanished. And then I came home. I was going to listen to my Misfortune book, but what is going on here? I was going to listen to my Misfortune book, but I'm like so into that podcast. I know, can you believe that I'm more into the podcast than I am to listening to the Misfortune book? But so I got like 10 minutes into the Misfortune book, and I just was like, okay, I need to like really take some time. So tonight I'm going to take like an hour when I get done vlogging and just listen to an hour straight of the book to really get into it. But I came home and I was hungry because, like I said, I didn't eat tons of dinner last night. So I brought out my leftover mac and cheese, which I think I've just mac and cheesed myself out because my stomach is really hurting right now. I took a nap tonight and I woke up and my stomach was not in good shape. And I'll tell you, I think, well, Alex made this Costco mac and cheese that we had. And I think it's just, I've had too much mac and cheese or something. And I put a lot of hot sauce on my mac and cheese tonight. So I think that might be part of it too. I don't know. Alex eats hot sauce on everything. I don't as much, but I do like hot sauce. But I think maybe the hot sauce like tore up my stomach or something. But I just like woke up and my stomach was like cramping and stuff. So I came home and I was like wanting to start a new documentary, and so I was just like looking for anything that was really good. And there's, you know, documentaries that people tell me about for a long time. They're like, you should watch this or you should watch that. And you know, like when you're just like not in the mood to watch a certain kind of documentary or movie or show, like you have to be kind of in the mood to watch something, right? Like there's definitely things that I have enjoyed more more because, like, I was in a really, like, specific mood at the time that I watched a series or something, if that makes sense. So I was looking through HBO Max, and I saw that documentary on there, McMillions, which so many people have told me to watch. So I started watching that last night, and I watched the first episode of McMillions. Oh my God, you guys, that movie is so good. Or that documentary is so good. And that FBI detective, Doug whatever his name is so fine. I love him. He is hilarious, and he's very handsome. So I started watching McMillions. I watched the first episode last night. It was really, really good. So many people have told me to watch that through the years. And it was funny because I talked to Mel today, and I asked my book club partner, and I asked her if she had seen it, and she had seen it. And I had talked to Tanya earlier, and Tanya started late. Did I talk to Tanya? Right after that, I talked to Tanya. And Tanya's like, oh yeah, I've seen that movie too, years ago. But it's really good. So I think it is 6 parts. So I've got 5 parts of that left. And then I went to bed, and I didn't go to bed until like almost 7 a.m., you guys. So I slept the better part of the day. And Alex just kind of hung out in bed next to me with the dogs. And he got up and like took them out, and then he came back to bed. And then like I woke up and I looked over, and he was like asleep again. We slept off and on all day long. It was kind of nice. And then we got up, and I made some coffee, and he was talking to a friend. He was having like a FaceTime date with a friend of his. So I was like, I'm gonna go drink my coffee and call some people. So that's when I called Mel and Tanya. And I hadn't talked to Mel in like, well, we text each other, you know, regularly, but I hadn't talked to her like on the phone in like over a week. So I wanted to catch up with her. And Tanya's been so tired because she's had to work so much. I was gonna swing by and see her, but she had just gotten home from the kennel and she was exhausted. So after that, I listened to an episode of Up and Vanished. I'm like so into that podcast, Up and Vanished. And then I went home. Oh, Alex was making that mac and cheese. Wow. It's like this big mac and cheese you can get at Costco. Have you guys ever had it? It's so good. It's like the best mac and cheese in the world. Well, I don't know if it's the best mac and cheese in the world, but it's pretty good. So he was making that. And so when I got home, he was just like, he had just finished his phone date kind of thing, his phone date that he calls it. So we watched The Real Housewives of Orange County and got caught up in that. And then I wanted to watch that movie, Don't Look Up, because so many people the other day, I did this predictions video and I was talking about something like similar to that. And all these people were like, oh, Peter watched Don't Look Up, Peter watched, I was like, I haven't even heard of Don't Look Up. But then I wanted to really see it, and I watched the trailer. The trailer makes it look like it's going to be really funny, which it is real funny in parts. I cried at the end of it. I thought the message at the end of it was beautiful. The last line. I don't want to ruin it for you guys if you haven't seen it, but definitely watch it. It's a great movie. I saw a couple people, because I tweeted some things out about it, and I put it up on my Instagram story, and some people were like, this movie was so stupid. And I was like, I didn't really think it was stupid, honestly. Like, I thought it was a pretty well done movie. I mean, it's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Tyler Perry. The actress that played Leonardo DiCaprio's wife, like, looked so familiar to me. I don't know why, like, I couldn't place her. I kept on meaning to look her up. I was like, who is she? I couldn't figure it out to save my life. I'll have to pull in somewhere and look in a second. She was really, really good in it. The whole movie was good, I thought. I mean, do I think it was the most incredible movie I've ever seen? No. But did I think it was a pretty good, like, into the world devastation movie? Yeah, because it was deeper than that. It wasn't just about, like, you know, it wasn't just a deep impact kind of movie or whatever. It was a lot deeper than that. And I'm not a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan, and he was actually really good in it. He kind of played a different role. You know how Melissa McCarthy was in that movie that she was nominated? It's so hot in here. I turned the heat on and now it is like so... Oh, I'm not playing that, am I? Oh, it's 75. We don't need all that. But did you ever... that movie with Melissa McCarthy, I can't remember what it's called, where she was like a writer. Well, it was kind of very that. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio played like this scientist that like was very, like, had a lot of anxiety and was nervous a lot and stuff. But then they ended up calling him like sexy astronomer and all this kind of stuff, which was kind of funny. But I mean, it was definitely a play on social media and our world today that we live in, like that was happening. And it was pretty accurate. Although, I have to say, I think that if our world was going to have mass devastation as a result of a comet coming to hit the Earth, which is what the movie's about, and you find that out in the first 5 minutes, so I'm not spoiling it for anybody. I think that if that were the case, I think you would see mass hysteria. And people were really pretty calm in the movie. Well, most of it was because they didn't believe it. But I did think that what was interesting about it was, and I almost kind of thought that it was commentary on what is going on right now in the world, you know, with COVID and stuff, is that they turned it into this political thing in the movie. And I almost kind of felt like the comment was divisive in that they were using it to make commentary on our world as it is right now. It's an interesting movie because they turn it into this kind of like political thing. Anyway, watch the movie, let me know what you think. I thought it was pretty good. And then Alex started watching The Real Housewives of Miami, the reboot that's on Peacock, and I watched about 15 minutes of it, and I was so tired and so comfy at that point. I was laying on the couch and I was like, you know what, I think I am going to lay down for a little bit. And that was at about 11 o'clock. Well, it was about 11:15 because I set my alarm for like 12:40 and I way overslept, obviously. I don't even hear my alarm go off anymore, you guys, ever. Day, night, I mean, I never hear it go off. I'm gonna have to start opening those blackout curtains when I go to bed at, like, I'm out. Like, I mean, out. I could sleep for like 15 hours. Do you know, it's interesting because they say that as you get older, you need less sleep. And I'm not sure I believe that to be true. Not for me, at least. When I was younger, I needed less sleep, then I could totally function. I like get a lot of sleep, and I deep sleep, and I wake up and I'm still exhausted. I don't know. I feel like maybe like the blackout curtains were not such a great idea. I mean, it's really nice, you guys, to sleep in that darkness, and I'm just not used to it after so long. Because we always had some light in our bedroom because we have lights like right on our walkway, and then we have lights outside, and you know, carriage lights all around, and our bedroom window overlooks that. So we always had lights coming into our bedroom. Like, it was never like pitch black in our bedroom. And then on the other side of the bedroom, it only goes up, you know, 3 feet or something, and then it's a loft overlooking the living room with the backyard and all that, which there are, you know, lights out there as well, and motion sensor lights and stuff from us and our neighbors. And so, like, there's light coming in that way too. Alex can fall asleep like that in anything, just absolutely like that. I cannot. So, you know, he's pretty used to just falling asleep with the lights on, whatever. I'm not. And so I always struggle falling asleep, and I just kind of toss and turn and toss and turn. And so when we got these blackout lights, I mean, you guys, like, I'm literally, like, out in, like, 5 minutes. Most nights, I would say. Unless I've taken, like, a really long nap and, like, I'm just not tired. Like, other than that, like, I mean, it has really, really helped. And the problem is, it's just as dark at 3 o'clock in the morning as it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I'm going to have to start, like, cracking them open so that the sunlight comes in during the day or something. I always leave the bathroom light open because we have this huge, like, sunlight in the bathroom. And it lets in, like, a ton of, like, the whole bathroom is, like, really, like, sunny. Not sunny necessarily, but bright in the mornings. So, but even that doesn't wake me up. I don't know. I guess I'm getting off to a really good start. Oh, there's like 4 deer in a row. Oh, 5 deer in a row. They were all just standing there on the sidewalk, going into the woods. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I guess I'm getting a really good start on my changing my schedule, aren't I? Oh well, what are you gonna do, right? So yeah, I got up today and I did all that, and I kind of decided right away when I got up today that I wasn't going to make any videos today. I was like, you know what? I need to take a day or two off, and just because I always feel like I'm like, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this and whatever, right? And I was like, just for your relaxation and taking care of yourself, why don't you take a day or two off? Just force yourself to, you know? So I was like, I'm going to take today off. And I think I might take tomorrow off as well. And just kind of, we're going to go to brunch, come back, take a nap, listen to some of my audiobook, listen to some of the podcasts, just relax and just force myself to do nothing. Like, that's good for me some days. And then just, like, you know, roll into Monday being very busy and getting a lot done. That's my plan. So, yep. But if I wake up tomorrow and I feel like making a bunch of videos, I will. But I think I'm going to try to force myself to not. Like I said, like, if Alex is just, like, watching TV and not doing a whole lot, and I get up and I'm bored, then I'm kind of like, well, I might as well, you know, do something effective. And instead of just, like, sitting there and watching, like, that McMillions documentary, I'm like, well, I might as well make videos, because I love to make videos and I want to talk to people. But I already have my list completely, like, typed up and everything for Monday. I did that today, so that I was like, okay, this is my plan for going into Monday. And it was funny because I could go in there and I could kind of, like, erase a lot of stuff that I wanted to get done before the end of the year. And I'm trying to think of an example, but anyway, I do take down the Christmas trees. I might do that tomorrow. And then I think I'm going to leave up. There's, like, just not much Christmas. I'm, like, looking around as I say this. There's not many Christmas decorations up yet anymore. I plugged in the Christmas tree tonight, and I looked over at Alex as I was, like, walking to the couch, and I go, what? And he goes, it's over. And I go, I know it's over, but just, I think it's pretty. And it's so pretty. So, but I was, like, looking down here to see if the city still has the Christmas lights on their trees, and they do. So if they still have them, I'm not going to feel bad about it yet. But, like, here's the thing. Like, to take the stuff down and just have it sit there until, like, the trash guys come on, you know, later in the week, it's, like, stupid. Like, why not just leave it up until the day before, you know? So that's what I'm going to do. And then take it down the day before. And be so sad that my front porch looks so lonely. That's kind of the winter of our discontent, though, isn't it? Like, I mean, isn't that kind of like what winter is like in the Midwest? Just kind of, like, sadly. Oh, well. It's so sad. That Diet Coke is good, but I really wish I had some water with me right now. I don't know why, but water sounds so delicious. I love the fishes because they're so delicious. I'm ready for my omelet tomorrow for brunch at Cafe Parachute. Oh, Mel and I decided that the live stream is definitely going to be next Sunday at 4 p.m. Well, I shouldn't say definitely because you don't know what could happen. Something might happen and we have to move it. But so far, it is going to be next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to discuss The Last Rainbow Girl, which is the book for December. I haven't even started it yet, so I always do that. Well, that's not true. The last couple months I've been pretty good about getting the book done ahead of time. But I was reading all Christmas books, so I wanted to wait on that one until a couple days before. So I'm gonna read the Misfortune, or I'm gonna listen to the Misfortune book, and then I'm going to read the Third Rainbow Girl book next. And those will be my first two books of the year, and my first two books of January. And then I think I'm going to read a Tanya Kappas book of the Campers, you know, that series that I like. And then I think I'm going to read the book that Tanya suggested to me. I talked to her about it tonight. She's like, oh my God, it was so good. She's like, I couldn't stop reading it. Oh, you know what? Since I'm sitting right here, I want to look and see who that actress was from that movie. Oh my God, it's stupid. I hate when it does this. This podcast is playing. Darn it. Hold on just a second. Episode 9. Why can't I see this? Okay. I don't know why it does that, but it always like starts playing like while I'm vlogging. It starts playing like my audiobook or whatever. Okay. What was that movie called that I just watched? Oh, Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up. By the way, it's on Netflix. Cast. What is her name? I'm gonna look at this and be like, oh my God, she's so famous. Ariana Grande's in it. Oh, I wondered who was playing that guy, and it's played by Chris Evans. Oh my God, I never would have guessed that. Jonah Hill is in it. Oh, Cate Blanchett looks fantastic in it. I wondered who that was, and I was like, what? That's Cate Blanchett. I can't believe it. Who is... Gina Gershon was in it? Melanie Lynskey plays his wife. Gina Gershon. I love Gina Gershon. Who did she play in it? I don't remember Gina Gershon in that movie. Oh, I know who she played. She played... God, they gave her like a really bad role in that movie. She was like this person that worked at the studio. Okay, how do I know this woman? Let me look her up. Melanie Lynskey. Coyote Ugly. I do not know her. Her husband is Jason Ritter. Is that John Ritter's son? Yeah. What movie or TV show have I seen her in that I'm like obsessed with? There is something that I know her from, and none of these movies look like... You guys, I'm sitting here talking and the video had stopped. I was talking about that whatever, what's her name again? I'm like, Tara Lansky, isn't there like some ice skater, her name was Tara something, Tara, I don't want to say, and then it'd be like somebody that you're not supposed to talk about. But Tara Lubensky or something, wasn't that like a skater or a gymnast or something? Okay, I'm just gonna look this person up, because if it's somebody that I'm not supposed to talk about. Lipinski, what is she? Former competitive figure skater, actress and sports commentator. God, I was right. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. You know what I've never seen and I've wanted to see for years is Tara. Don't look up cast. Okay. What is her name again? Melanie Lynskey. She's pretty good. You know that Melanie Lynskey? She's pretty good. This is going to be the year I get cast in a movie or a TV show. I can feel it. It's going to happen in a really bizarre way. Let me tell you how it's going to happen. So there's going to be this movie, right? And they're going to be, like, the casting agent is, like, really struggling to find somebody for this role. And the role is, like, a small character actor role, but it's, like, an important role to the movie, right? And they're sitting at home, and they've been, like, sick in bed for, like, 3 days, and they have to have this part filled, right? Like, they have to, because, like, the rest of the cast is kind of, like, plays off this character a little bit. It's like a very Philip Seymour Hoffman kind of character, if you remember him. Sad, tragic death, right? And so anyway, they're going to be following some story. Something happens, and then they find my videos, and they're like, who is this guy? And they start watching my videos, and it's actually not my drama videos. I know, hard to believe, that pull them in, but it's going to be like my Peter Does Stuff channel or my vlog, and they're like, oh my God, this is the guy for the movie, right? And I'm going to get cast in the movie, and then I'm going to get nominated for an Academy Award for 2023 for Best Supporting Actor. And I won't win it, but then I will become a world famous character actor that gets nominated time and time again for Best Supporting Actor for all of these incredible movies. The first one has something to do with, it's some kind of like independent movie, kind of like that True Detective movie with, you know, show with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, but it's like a movie, and I get cast in it somehow. And it's gonna be like like some kind of movie like that takes place in the South. I can't wait for that to happen. I just got so excited. I did, though. I got so excited. I was like, oh my God, what if that really happened? Yeah. Put it out there in the universe, right? Oh, this is what I was going to say about the Christmas lights as I was driving down here earlier. Yeah, not a lot of people have their Christmas lights up yet, or have their Christmas lights up anymore. So I think it might be time for me to take them down. But I really wanted to see I wanted to see one snow. But, you know, we might not get any snow at all this year. I mean, we might not get any snow that sticks. Although, I think, like, this week or next week, didn't I look on the weather and we're supposed to have some snow that, like, it's up to an inch or something like that of snow? I was thinking about this TikTok that I saw. I don't know why this TikTok is so funny to me. And it's this guy, and he walks out, and he's talking about the snow. Have you seen this one? Did I talk about it last year? I think Alex sent it to me. It was so funny. It was this guy, he, like, walks out in the snow. He's like, hey, ladies. He goes, we got quite a bit of snow last night. He was like, looks like about a good 4 inches. He goes, that's a big amount of snow, right? 4 inches? No. I don't know why that TikTok is so funny to me. I wish I had it saved somewhere. My husband just literally spends so much time rolling through TikTok. And you know what I found out is that my cousin Caroline does the same thing. She's like, you need to be on TikTok. You need to be on TikTok all the time. And I'm like posting things on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to post. She's like, well, you're so funny and you'll come up with something. I'm like, okay, not Tanya. Okay, Tanya's not on TikTok. I'm like, okay, Caroline. And then she goes on and she's like, do you know that one person? And then she'll try to describe the person like I just did to you guys, but I have like no idea who it is. I'm like, no, Caroline, I have no idea who you're talking about. She's like, oh, she's so funny. I love her. I watch all her TikToks. She's like, really, to be successful, Peter, on TikTok, you need to be, I should just make Caroline like my manager of YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and everything. She's like, you know, Peter, to be successful on YouTube, you have to post like at least once a day, several times a day, probably. I go, yeah, I know that. She goes, so that's why nobody's watching your TikToks. And you're not in the algorithm. She said, she didn't say that, but she said something like that. I was like, okay, Caroline, I'll do that so I get in the algorithm. I've been doing a loop and then doing another, going back and doing another loop. And I wanted to see if these deer are still here when I come back this way. No, they're in the woods. Do you think that they talk to each other? Like, I was talking to Alex about this. He goes, you always ask this. He's like, you're always wanting to know about this, but I do want to know about it. Like, do you think Boo and Tucker talk to each other? And Alex is like, well, I'm sure they have to have some form of communication. But what is it? Because we don't know what it is. You know, I don't hear them like being like, I mean, they don't like talk back and forth to each other. Sure, like they'll bark at like sounds and like other dogs barking in the neighborhood and stuff like that. And I do think that that's some form of kind of like warning or communication, or like, is the dog in trouble or something like that, right? But like, just like when they're in a crate together when we're not there, right? So I don't ever like come in and hear them like talking to each other, or, you know, just like, do you know what I mean? And, you know, I know that like with Boo Radley, he licks Tucker's back a lot. And we can tell when it's happening because Tucker's back will be like matted more or damp when we come home. And we asked the vet about it, and the vet said that it is a sign, it is a way that dogs show comfort to another dog. Boo Radley used to do that to Pee-Pee too. And I don't know if that just means that Boo Radley is like a real comforting dog, or that he's just like sweet and caring and whatever to his brothers. And I said that to Alex. I said, do you think that they talk? And I think he just says this to appease me because he's like, you know, not wanting to have some 2-hour conversation about it. But I'm like, do you think that Boo Radley and Tucker talk to each other? I mean, I would, you know, to spend your whole life with this other animal that for all practical purposes, I mean, they are brothers, they're, you know, they're litter mates and they were born together, but for all practical purposes, we assume like, oh, they have this like great conversations and they're best friends and all this kind of stuff because they get along and they play and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, what if they've never really ever had a conversation with each other? I mean, what do they understand of each other? You know, there's some book out there called something like What Do Dogs Think that I've wanted to read. I mean, not that there's ever any definitive answers, because how could we possibly know what dogs think? We can't. But I'd like to know. It'd be interesting to me. It is funny, though, when dogs, like, know certain words. Like, Boo and Tucker, like, the words they know are, like, outside, potty, treat, dinner. So we call their crate their house. And so, like, if we say, go to your house, they, like, run downstairs like that. Let's go to bed. They know that. I've trained them in the last year to say, you want to take a nap? When I say you want to take a nap, they run upstairs, which I think is so funny. 5 more minutes. Like, seriously, if I say 5 more minutes after the alarm's going off, Tucker's, like, sometimes, like, standing there looking at me. I'll be like, 5 more minutes, and he'll, like, curl in a little ball next to me. Oh, and I just looked up, and there was a dog curling up on that countertops billboard. Oh, that was so cute. see that's a sign that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in my life, maybe. That means that movie thing is really going to happen. I'm going to get a call out of the blue from this agent. She's going to be like, I was at home sick, and I started watching some of your videos, and I just kind of fell down this rabbit hole with you, and I really think that you would be great for this project that we're doing. And then I'm going to look her up, and I'm going to be like, oh my God. She casted that chick in Don't Look Up that played Leonardo DiCaprio's wife. No, anyway. But no, I wonder that all the time. I wonder that not just about dogs, but I wonder that about all kinds of animals. Like, do they talk to one another? Do they, like, you know, I don't know. There is something over there on the side that Alex put in there that is, like, rattling. Oh, but this is what I was going to say with those words. Like, when I say those words to them, or when Alex does, like, they definitely know what those words mean. I mean, like, Boo Radley's like this. I mean, he, like, goes crazy on certain words. If we say, go to your house, they, like, first, like, if we're just, like, laying in bed and we say, go to your house, they, like, look at us like, really? And then if we stand up, they, like, run downstairs. I mean, they know what those words mean. They understand, right? So they have a sense of comprehension. Like, do I believe that we could teach dogs a vast array of words that they would understand? Yes, I do. I think you would have to keep them simple, but I think that we could give dogs, you know, Pee-Pee was very, very smart. I love Boo and Tucker. They're not nearly as smart as Pee-Pee was. Do I think that you could still, Tucker catches on very quickly. Do I think that, this is almost gone, I think. You could teach dogs a vast array of words. Yeah, I definitely think that you could. Do I think that they could ever talk back to us? I don't know. Like, you know, like Alex had trained Pee-Pee back in the day to speak. He would do this thing where he'd go, speak, Pee-Pee, speak, and Pee-Pee would go, rah, 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 rah. But like, I don't, this shirt is like it's like twisted or something. It's like hurting me. How does a shirt hurt you? I don't know, it just is. They're like salting the roads. Are we supposed to get snow today? That's like the third salt truck that I've seen out. The temperature has dropped 2 degrees since I've gotten in the car. Oh, could tomorrow be the snow that I wanted so badly? Did you hear that? As I said that, it just like, did you hear it? It's like the rain almost like turned to like ice. You can like hear it on the car. Anyway, but like, I mean, I see Boo and Tucker like play together and like nuzzle each other, and like if one of them wants to play with the other one and that one isn't like in the mood to play, like they'll be like, you know, or something like that. But as far as like having a conversation with each other, like I've never witnessed in 12 plus years anything that would give me, I mean, obviously they're not, what is going on there? It's like there's something like, at 4 o'clock in the morning there was like all these cars out there, but it looked like this empty place, strip mall place. I mean, obviously I'm not going to sit there and one day look at them and they're going to be like, so Tucker, what do you think? Well, good, I'm good, Boo, how are you? I mean, it's not going to be anything like that. But I mean, just like, I've never noticed any kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even, and maybe I'm giving them too much credit and they are just at the end of the day animals, but I do believe they still are animals that have souls and emotions and personalities and thoughts and brains. I don't know, it's just interesting to me. I just, they still are very independent little dogs, you know, that seem to feed off of the attention that we give them, not the attention from each. Well, I'll tell you one thing that's really weird as far as like this like pack mentality is that when Pee-Pee was alive, the pack was definitely Pee-Pee, Tucker, and Boo. And then when Pee-Pee passed away, it's still Tucker and Boo. Like, when they go outside, like when I take them outside, Tucker always has to go out the door first. Like, Boo Radley will like wait until Tucker is like, if he's drinking water in the kitchen or something and I'm standing there with the door open, Boo Radley will wait until Tucker goes out the door first. I mean, there's still, and I know that that's pack mentality stuff. I'm gonna pull in here and see what the weather is. Oh, here these people are all dressed up in their hunting clothes, ready to go hunting for the day. Okay. Oh, it says snow ending around 6 a.m., so we must be getting some snow today. Oh, snow starting at 4:15 a.m. It's 4:01 a.m. right now. She's just staring a hole through me. 5 a.m. snow. But that's all the snow we're supposed to have for the day. How do I do daily? Okay, Sunday. Snow this morning will taper off and give way to cloudy skies this afternoon. Some sleet or freezing rain possible. High 33. Winds north at 10 degrees to 20 miles per hour. Chance of snow 80%. Monday, partly cloudy skies, high near 30. You guys, it's 30 right now, and it's cold. And I have my Birkenstock sandals on. I actually thought it was warmer. Thursday, high of 19. Cloudy skies with a few snow showers later in the day. High of 19. That's going to be so cold. Friday, a high of 18. Saturday, 37. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let me just read you the temperatures for the next 2 weeks. Today, they like changed something up on this. I don't know how they did what they did, but they changed something up on how they did this. So now you can't hear hourly. Where do you switch it to go to daily? I don't know why they do this stuff. Do you ever like with some of these apps, like you really like how they are, and then as soon as you really like how they are, they change them and do something like cute with it, and it's like, oh, it is snowing right now. Oh my God, it's like icing. It's like, why did you change this? Like, there was nothing wrong with this whatsoever. Why did you change this? Okay, here. I guess I didn't change it. But you know what I mean with apps like that? I just couldn't find what I was looking for. But, okay, let me think of an example. There's always they're always doing something like that. And I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, you know, like, just, if it works, like, why do you have to go in and change everything? I don't understand this. So, okay, Saturday was 51 degrees for a high. Today is 33. Monday, 30. Tuesday, 41. It's gonna be the highest in the next 2 weeks. Okay, wait. Tuesday 41, Wednesday 38, Thursday 19, Friday 18, Saturday 37. Oh, I guess it's not the highest. Sunday 41, Monday 24, Tuesday 23, Wednesday 28, Thursday 32, Friday 33. Saturday 33 and Sunday 32, which is all cold through there, and that takes us through the middle of January. How hold on a second, how many days till June 1st? June 1. Why I didn't want that till June 1. Okay. 150 days from today until then. Well, it's a countdown, isn't it? 150 days is not that long, honestly. Although our pool opens sometimes a little early. So, well, if I join that club again this year, I'll be able to use the pool all of June, all of July, all of August. So, I think I'm gonna join the pool again this summer. I'm already getting ready for the summer, okay? I got two big projects that I'm doing this year. And then one's not that movie that I'm not casting yet, but I'm gonna be casting. But I've got two, and another one's not a book. Kind of, well, we'll just, that's the bigger on the back burner project, so I'll just leave that there. But I got two big projects for this year that I'm excited about. And then summer and relaxing. Alex and I were talking about trips and stuff that we're gonna do, and I was talking to Mel today about when I would possibly come out there. So not sure yet when that would be. We were trying to figure out times and dates that would be good. So I ate all this mac and cheese tonight, and then I made this lemon tea. That was so good. I have moved all of these boxes. I need to get one of those big, this is one of my goals for like January. I want to get one of those big like metal chests, you know, like utility chests for our garage that we can put like, because we buy like the big toilet paper and paper towels from Costco and all that kind of stuff, and I can put that in there, and I can put like the K-cups for the Keurig, just anything extra like that, you know, like that we save, I can put there, because some of the stuff we put in the basement, other stuff we put in the garage, but that, it would just be like, you know, more organized that way. So that's one of the things that I want to do. I mean, it doesn't have to be in January, I guess, but that's one of my goals, is to get that done. And so anyway, but I have all of the K-cups out there. You guys, I don't think people really understand. I literally have like boxes, because I bought so much on Amazon. But what's crazy is, I was telling Alex today, other than doing a review at Starbucks and like maybe one other time, I have not bought coffee at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. I think like maybe one other time or two other times. I think one of them when I was vlogging, and Dunkin' Donuts opened at 5, and I really wanted a cup of coffee, or McDonald's or something like that. Other than that, I have not bought like coffee out since November 1st, which is, you know, like $4 to $5 a day that I was spending on coffee 7 times a week. So that was, you know, $35. So what is that? 70. It's like $140 a month. So I've saved like $300, which, you know, okay, that's probably, half of that is probably paid for the K-cups. So I've saved like $150. But I mean, if I continue to do that, now in the summer, I will be getting iced coffee, because I loved iced coffee from Starbucks, and I love to get it in my cup and go to the pool and stuff like that. But I also might start looking into some ways to make like my own iced coffee, and just like keeping it in, like making a big pot of coffee, you know, putting it in the fridge for the day, and then just having, you know, iced coffee to go throughout the day, and like figuring out like, you know, a way to make it. So I mean, if when I woke up I made a pot of coffee and then I immediately put it in the refrigerator, I could just, that would be a really easy way to make iced coffee, right? And then just keep it there all day long. So that might be one of the things that I do this summer, so that I don't have to go to Starbucks every day. But I do love going through Starbucks. I don't love Starbucks coffee anymore. I do love their iced coffee, I will say that. But I mean, I have saved quite a bit of money. I really have. I just get up for the day, and like whenever I'm getting ready to go do, I make a cup of coffee in the Keurig. And we have a drawer right underneath there. And so I need to actually get some more Dunkin' Donuts coffee for Alex, because he's been drinking coffee every day before he goes to work. And he just makes a cup of coffee in there too. And I might actually go to Starbucks and see if they have, I mean, we only have like 3 of the metal cups from Starbucks. I might actually see if I can get like 2 more, because I really like those. And get Alex like a special, you know, I have a black one. Where did that one go? And get Alex like a special one for himself, because he likes drinking those on the way to work. Well, they really are nice. And then the top slides, and it like closes so you don't spill it on yourself, which I can tell you, when I don't close it, it's snowing, you guys. Oh my God. I mean, just like lightly right now, but it's really pretty. Can you hear it? Wasn't like I hear it if I open the window, but it's not coming down that hard yet. But aww, if enough would come down that it would stick, even just a little bit, that I could get just to see my front doorstep with my Christmas lights, that would make me so happy. But anyway, yeah, I love those cups. We need more cabinetry. Oh, it is really kind of snowing now. We need more cabinetry, because like, I really don't have any more room for my coffee cups. You guys, like, I cleaned out this cabinet underneath, like next to our sink, and it's very organized. But it has every single one of my Starbucks tumblers in it down there. And then all the coffee cups are either like up there or they're hanging over there. We don't really have any more room for any more coffee cups, unless I got rid of some stuff, which I don't want to get rid of them, because I love them. Why would I get rid of them? But I also don't need to be buying a ton more. So I wish we had more room, though. Melissa and Jason are wanting to get a bigger space. They're like, we don't have enough room for all of our stuff. I would love to have a little bit of a bigger space. I mean, if the basement were finished, because I want to have cabinets down in the basement where we can store stuff. If the basement were finished, I mean, it would be fine, because I would just keep stuff like that down there, like my collector's cups and stuff like that. I would just keep down there and then like bring out like 5 or 6 whenever I wanted to, you know what I mean? But when you're trying to keep it all within like a certain space, like in a kitchen, it's totally different. You know, it's a little bit difficult. So where am I at on time? I honestly cannot see if it says 25, 26, or 28. I think it says 26. I don't know. Anyway, because it's like moving up and down while I'm trying to look at it. I'm like looking at our kitchen right now, and I'm like, where else could they go? And there's like really nowhere else that they could go. I'm like, well, I'll figure something out. I always do. Well, we have this one area of the pantry that if I got like rid of a bunch of stuff down there, then we could like one whole row could just be all cups. So I could put the cups down there, and then we would have more room for other stuff in the other cabinets. So I might do that. I mean, we don't have a bunch of storage space in our house other than the basement. I mean, if the basement were finished, and not just cleaned, but if it were finished, because even if it were cleaned, it's not like we have areas down there to like store stuff. But if the basement were finished, you know, it would be a much better situation. So because we could actually have like built-in cabinets and stuff like that where we could store stuff. So, you know, I guess I was at the 29-minute mark and I didn't even realize it. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. But when we redo the house and we start with the basement, I think we're going to start with the basement. That will definitely be one of the things that we look at, right? Like, where we can maybe get some more cabinet space and whatever. But until then, I'm not throwing out any Starbucks cups. I'm just not. Don't ask me, don't make me. I'm not doing it. But I do want to get Alex. I mean, I do need to go through and maybe get rid of some of the cups that I don't use, you know, like that's one of the things that we can do. So, I'm going to do that and maybe, but I want to buy Alex maybe his own Starbucks cup. That's like his own carry, you know, take to work metal cup, because he really likes them. So he was always like, do you care if I use your cup? I'm like, I don't care, use your cups too. What's ours is ours, you know? Oh, Lord. All right, you guys, well, listen, I think I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to listen to a little bit of my audiobook. Like, I'm going to try to listen to an hour of it, even though it's late already. And then, or maybe listen to a little bit of the podcast. And then I'm going to go to bed. And then we're going to have brunch tomorrow. And then I'm just going to relax tomorrow and have a relaxing day and vlog and listen to listen to my audiobook and my podcast, and I don't know, watch a little bit of McMillions and just have a good day. So, yeah, I'll be back then, and I hope that you guys, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I hope that you guys are having just a magically amazing New Year so far, and I hope that you're having a good weekend, and I hope that you're getting rejuvenated and refreshed and renewed, and I can never think of a fourth R-E word. Rejuvenated, refreshed, renewed, and relaxed for the week ahead. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.